Hey everybody, it's Devinda. So today I'm going to offer you some free training in reference to the subconscious mind. So for those of you that don't know me, this is my love, it's my passion. And I've been really lucky for the last 15 years to have been working with the most extraordinary clients to enable them to understand the subconscious mind and how the subconscious mind actually works, so that we can tap into the unlimited power and potential that exists there. So get yourself really comfortable. You may want to go and grab yourself perhaps a pen, a notepad, a herbal tea, a raw chocolate truffle, anything to make sure you're nice and comfortable. But also, guys, that you're going to be paying attention, because this is really valuable information I'm going to be sharing with you today. So presence is everything. So be here now. If there's any distractions around you, please unplug, ditch your mobile phone for the next 30 minutes, switch off the TV, and just be here together with me. And for those of you that know me will know I use this quote a lot. It's not how much you do, but the power of your presence that determines your success and life. So I love seeing presence in people. And in actual fact, that's one of the first steps. Being in the present moment, paying attention to what's happening here and now. So make sure you're really comfortable. And let's take a moment to just take a few breaths and arrive in the present moment. So I believe if you found me, your soul called me in and you're ready for this information. Deep down, I believe every soul dreams of being able to live an abundant, fulfilling and successful life. When we truly love, that makes a positive difference in the world and gives us true joy, purpose and meaning. Yet why then do so many of us settle for living an uninspired, unfulfilling or okayish life? That in actual fact is disconnected from the truth of who we really are, which is magnificent, powerful, creative, abundant, beautiful, worthy, lovable beings with unlimited potential. Now I've come to believe it's because we can often be unconscious in our behaviours and actions, but the full fundamental reasons are: one, we make choices from fear and doubt rather than love and trust. Two, we fear our true potential, power and value, and so never step into our greatest version. Three, we simply don't know how to change or even where to start. And this was so true for me when I first started on my journey 25 to 15 years ago. And four, we just aren't trained to being okay with feeling uncomfortable, which is essential for transformation and change. Yet the root cause for all this stuff, in actual fact, only comes from one source, which is your mind. Now, your mind is made up of the conscious and the subconscious mind. 90% of your actions and behaviours are the result of your subconscious mind, while 10% the result of your conscious mind. So if you practice yoga, meditation, you're probably aware of this already, or if you've done NLP, you'll probably know this, that your conscious mind consists of your logical mind. Your short-term memory, willpower, and a little tongue twister here consists of what you know, you know, and also what you know you don't know. Got it? Your subconscious mind is your blind spot. So that's what you don't know that you don't know. So it includes your unconscious fears, beliefs, emotions, insecurities. Now it's also responsible for triggering the fight-flight response within us. And it's also the part of the mind we access when we go to sleep. So how is this impacting your life? Now in fact, this actually means that majority of us, as I said, go around in our day-to-day lives, functioning at real basic level of consciousness, and we only just touch the tip of the iceberg of what we can actually really achieve. Now, when we learn how to master the subconscious mind, we can learn to play with it rather than being afraid of it. And this allows us to break through the fears, the insecurities, and limiting beliefs holding us back from our true potential. So how do we even start to unlock the power of the subconscious mind? Now that's exactly what I am going to be loving sharing with you today. So if you haven't already, download your free ebook below, 30 ways to unlock the power of your subconscious mind for more love, joy and success. And I'm going to be covering just a few of my favourites with you today. So let's start. Tip 1, take control of the steering wheel. I found this really difficult, so I understand this might make you go, oh, but you must first relinquish any idea you have about the mind having power over you. You are not your mind, nor your thoughts, and in fact, nor your emotions. You are far more powerful than all of these. These are simply your tools to create your life's masterpiece. The way I like to describe it is your body is the vehicle for your journey. Your emotions, the sat-nav, letting you know when you're on track or off track. Your mind is the steering wheel, and you, my lovely friend, are the driver. Now, if you're not deliberately driving, who is? I know this sounds scary, but when you do take control of the steering wheel, you vibrationally align with the power of the universe and allow it to guide you. To step into a better life or to create what you really want, you must be the driver. So commit to taking back your power and learn to co-create with the universe. So I'd like you to ask yourself, which areas of my life am I not taking control of? Be honest with yourself. There's no judgment here. Where and to whom am I giving my power away? Which decisions have I been putting off making? And what is this really costing me? Where will I be in 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years if I don't start to change today? Tip number 2, create space and time for your inner being. It needs time, it needs space. Your inner being creates your external world. Now I want you to visualize for a moment the most beautifully shaped and decorated vase you've ever seen. Now look inside that vase and you'll notice inside the vase is just space. Could that vase have been created without that space? The space is precisely what holds the structure in place and gives birth to such a beautiful creation. Without the space inside, it couldn't exist as that beautiful vase. This is the same for you. Your being is the space through which your life comes into form and creation. If you have no internal space, you disconnect from the source of creation. The subconscious mind is the creative part of your being and needs space to cook up new delights. If you're already full to the brim, there simply is no space for new creativity, genius ideas, intuition, and deeper insights to flow. So start by carving out more time and space for stillness so that the subconscious mind can start its detox process to release blocks, open the channels and create new neurological pathways in the brain. Space is powerful. We take it for granted. We assume we're doing nothing. But in nothingness, so much is happening. And no matter what you say, you can carve out a minimum of 15 to 30 minutes a day. You can. Get super honest about why, where, and who you might be wasting time on. Time is precious. And if it's not moving you closer to your connection with Source, your heart's deepest desires and your greatest dreams, let go. So I want you to ask yourself, where in your schedule can you find you time? Now you can use my example schedule on my website to create a new weekly calendar and commit to a minimum of 15 to 30 minutes a day you time to reconnect to your inner being. If it's not scheduled, it won't happen. Tip number 3. I love this one. Take the junk out the trunk. So the next step I suggest is to start to declutter your physical space. Start small. One room, your wardrobe, the car, the office desk, the kitchen cupboards, etc., etc. Now, you'll be really surprised not only how this spring clean makes you feel, but the new ideas, the creativity, the synchronicities will all start popping up. It's also a really uplifting thing to do, as you can recycle things, pass on to charity, and allows you to get skilled at the art of non-attachment as you let go of some of the belongings you may have got a little too addicted to for your sense of self. I know this one very well. I had a handbag and heel addiction for years, and to let them go, oh, it was a challenge for me. Now, this is a fabulous spiritual practice, and as you release the old, the subconscious brings in the new. This is one of the first steps to mastering the power of the subconscious mind. It's so essential to declutter your physical environment so you can free up some space in your energy field, mind, body and life for new creation to come in. So, I think you'll agree with me, it's essential to take the junk out the trunk. So let me know how you get on with this, and I'd love to hear from you. Practice letting go of old belongings and stick into a minimalistic lifestyle. I've got a declutter checklist for you on my website to help you get focused on this exercise, so do go check that out, or let me know if you need any more tips with that. Okay, so let's move on to tip number 4. Change your beliefs. Now, as a child, your mind is soaking up and absorbing so much information from outside sources and interpreting it through filters that have either been damaged or tampered with, so are not actually even true. For an example, growing up, you must have heard these beliefs, or some of these beliefs, from adults, parents, teachers, society. I know I've come across them so many times. You have to work hard to survive, money doesn't grow on trees, love hurts, you can't trust men, women should be in the kitchen, I have to look perfect to be loved, I have to get A grades to be approved of and to be good enough, I have to make millions to be of value, I'll be rejected if they see who I really am, etc., etc. Now, these are simply outdated beliefs, limiting beliefs, disempowering beliefs, and downright false beliefs still existing in the universal consciousness. And you'll be surprised at how many you're playing out and don't even know. Your actions and behaviours will show you what beliefs are running your show. Any actions and behaviours that you've been programmed with through the energy of fear, lack, doubt, scarcity, etc., etc., create dis-ease and disharmony, as we learn the only way of getting our needs and desires met are through manipulation, power, control, masks, etc., etc. And this creates what I call the false self. This creates pain and suffering for us. Now, these aspects of yourself, referred to as the mask, the lower self, must be brought into awareness through healing in order to find the foundation of peace, essential for new seeds to be planted. Sustainable and authentic success cannot be the results if the foundations are insecure or planted in infertile soil. Now, ask yourself, what beliefs have been passed down to me by my parents, society, ancestors, peers, etc.? Get to know them. What beliefs are holding you back from your big dreams? Now choose one belief, i.e., I have to work hard for money, and turn it round. Money flows into my life and business effortlessly and easily. Ask yourself, how would my actions and behaviours be different to what they are now if I started to move towards that new belief? It may not happen straight away. There may be resistance. There may be a big gap. But you're just going to guide yourself. How would it change your relationships? Now, I want you to commit to letting go of one behaviour from your old belief system that's not been serving you. I'd absolutely love to know what it is, so please do share it with me below. Shifting and changing your belief system is so powerful, and it helps to work with a coach or a healer when you're working with deep-rooted core beliefs. So, decide what you want. Tip 5. Now, this belief, believe it or not, was one of the most difficult aspects of the journey for me. I thought I knew what I wanted, yet I would so often feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and unfulfilled. I was running on a hamster wheel, leading me to feeling physically tired, spiritually drained, and far from where my heart really knew I wanted to be. It sounds so simple, but until you clearly map out what you really want and then take the heart-centered actions to get you there, you'll be left tackling unimportant tasks, going through the motions, or just following everyone else. You must get clear on your big dreams if you want to stay in balance, connected to your truth and authenticity. It's actually not an overnight task to define your heart's desires, but a good coach will help you open up your mind and get these down in clear and compelling detail. As soon as you commit to a big dream and take the action steps to go after it, the subconscious mind will come up with all the genius ideas, creativity and inspiration to move you passionately and progressively forwards. That's what it does. It loves doing that for you. The people, resources and opportunities you need will magnetize towards you effortlessly, and synchronicities will show up everywhere. Your magnetic energy will also then inspire others. It's one big circuit, and you have to do your bit to light it up if you want to play bigger. So, ask yourself, what would success look like to me? Because not everybody's definition of success is the same, and actually, nor should it be. We're unique. What do you want? What do you really want? What else do you want? Don't be afraid to want more. Don't hold back from dreaming big. Embracing this is where the fun actually begins and fear starts to turn to excitement. So what are your heart's greatest desires and dreams? How big can you dream? Okay, so tip number 6, connect to your higher self. Your higher self is that part of you that's not identified with the ramblings of the mind. It's your greatest version, it's who you really are, and you're always being called to step into it. The more resistance to it, the more dis-ease, pain, suffering, and disharmony we create in our lives. You'll know when you're stepping into your higher self through a feeling state that rises when you take up full occupancy within every part of the physical body. Your mind, body and soul are all in connection and in alignment to your true purpose, calling and heart's desires. Now this can be achieved through med yoga practice, as this is a journey to teach you how to reconnect and rediscover what I refer to as your own inner light, which is your unique spark of potential, by coming home to your physical body. Now, unfortunately, so many of us have dimmed this aspect of ourselves by playing it small and not letting ourselves truly shine for fear of judgment, rejection, or disapproval. Creating a really clear vision of who you would like to be and become as you look ahead 3 to 5 years from now allows you to create the milestones to move towards your higher self. Step by step, small steps, rather than feeling overwhelmed by it all. So I want you to ask yourself, if I looked ahead to my higher self, my best self, 3 years from now, what is my greatest vision? for me and my life? What am I doing? Who else is with me? What have I achieved? And most importantly, what do I feel? Tip number 7, activate the power of presence. We all love people who have presence. We often find someone attractive because of their presence. But what does that actually mean? Why do some people have presence and others not? Presence to me is being in the moment, being embodied in the here and now. Now, it's something successful people have. They seem to be very natural towards it. It's a natural tendency for them. Presence is simply the ability of an individual to take up full residence within their physical body, regardless of the situation around them. This is known as embodiment. When we're in a state of embodiment, our energy field is like a magnet. It magnetizes people and miracles to us, and it emits radiance to others and the world. Now, a true light worker is always working towards embodying every aspect of their being so they can be fully present in the here and now. Presence is the energy vibration an individual emits when they are no longer identified with the monkey mind. So this allows source, divinity, consciousness, creativity to flow through you without the monkey mind kicking you out of the heart and back up to the head. This is a truly divine state of being. So I want you to ask yourself, how present am I in my life? Am I consistently showing up for my life? Am I fully engaging, listening, present and attentive to others? So tip number 8, respond rather than react. Now, other people nor external factors are ever the source of how you feel, what you attract and create in your life. Others may do or say things you don't like, hurt you, betray you, or you may be thrown huge adversity, and I get that. But whether you choose to respond or react is dependent on your level of self-mastery. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. I'm sure most of you have heard that before. Your ability to respond, not react, is an essential key to mastering the subconscious mind. If you continue reacting to the outside world, your action to it simply creates more of it. Your attention to it, simply creates more of it. Your ability to respond, however, allows you to plant a new conscious seed in much more mature and fertile soil. The more we can create a gap between mind and reaction, the more power we have. And this allows us to transform unconscious behaviour to conscious behaviour, as we now have much more space and time to slow down and turn the steering wheel into the direction we wish to go, rather than being dragged 100 miles per hour in a direction that's not serving us or going to give us the results we really want. And I've been there, I understand that journey. It takes a level of self-mastery, of practice and discipline. But extending and maintaining or even creating that gap does take you wanting and willing to change. So I want you to ask yourself, who have I reacted to today? What have I reacted to today? Who and what triggers me emotionally? Inquire a little deeper and you'll start to see cycles and patterns of deeper programming. Keep a reaction diary to observe yourself throughout the day, and this is something that really helped me. It gives you so much more insight into what's being stored in your subconscious mind and the programming. So check out my transformation toolkit on the website, because it's got so many tools you can use and integrate into your life to help you create the shifts you really want. Okay, so let's move on. So tip number 9, focus on what you want and not on what you don't. Your subconscious mind is like a computer with a huge memory bank. Its capacity is virtually unlimited, and it stores everything that has ever happened and is happening to you. All your unconscious fears, insecurities, beliefs, thoughts are stored here. Now, the function of your subconscious mind is to store and receive data to ensure you respond exactly the way you're programmed and with what fits with your self-concept. Now, the subconscious mind is subjective. It doesn't think or reason independently. It merely obeys commands and receives from the conscious mind. Now, I want you to imagine yourself at a restaurant. You're putting in your request for your desire for dinner is the conscious mind. The cook in the kitchen can be thought of as the subconscious mind. So that means your conscious mind commands, your subconscious mind obeys. Make sense? So your subconscious mind is like a cook working day and night, creating delightfully tasty, yummy dishes, all microwaved muck, whichever you requested through your focus to certain thoughts and feelings. Now, you must have masterful communication between your conscious and subconscious mind. The power of the subconscious mind can only be unlocked if the conscious mind is giving the right instruction. And this is where I see so many people get lost and stuck. Otherwise, it's going to serve up whatever you had yesterday again, and again, until you say, veggie lasagna today, please. Now, the subconscious mind absolutely loves to serve you, so that's the good news. It adores serving you. It wants to serve you. So building a loving, attentive and healthy relationship between the two is a must for success, joy, love, peace, all the good stuff. The more feedback you give about what you love and desire, the happier, more joyful, and the higher service your subconscious mind is going to become. The cook is always in the kitchen. So whether you do this consciously or unconsciously, he's going to serve you up whatever you asked. So focus on what you want and not on what you don't. Don't get stuck in the problems. Look ahead and use your challenges to put in new requests. Find the solutions. By keeping your attention on your desires and what you want, you release resistance to what's showing up in the present moment so that it can be transformed to a higher state of consciousness. Releasing resistance to every moment allows higher and higher states of consciousness to flow through you, moving you higher and higher up the emotional scale towards joy. Now, this is the state of enlightenment, having mastered our natural state, joy. Through this, we attract divine potential. Last tip for you today, my lovely lightworkers, final tip, number 10, but probably one of the most important: embrace all your feelings. Your thoughts, whether conscious or unconscious, are energy vibrations that filter down to your physical body. This creates a physical sensation we label as an emotion or feeling. In fact, it's simply a combination of the 5 elements: earth, fire, water, air, etc., moving through you. It's the stuff of what you're made up of. For example, fire, we label as anger, heat. The moment we label this physical sensation as an emotion, we respond accordingly or however we've been programmed. If the mind has judged anger as right or wrong, good or bad, we will create resistance to it because the mind's primary function is survival and wants to protect us from feeling anything that's uncomfortable or it perceives as dangerous or a threat. Now, when an uncomfortable feeling or undesired emotion arises in our body, the mind will go to protect us and can often trigger the fight-flight response even though it's not a real threat. This resistance to what we're feeling blocks us from knowing our truth and our connection to the soul. Feelings and emotions are the language of your soul, and this part often gets neglected in our life and business decisions, yet should be the driving force. Intuition, purpose, passion, and gut instinct are powerful forces in creation, so it's essential we wake up to the world of feelings and emotions and allow them to be our teachers. Your mind's current programming will either allow or resist an emotion. If you've created a meaning as a child that love was dangerous or anger was bad, the mind would be in resistance to these feelings, creating blocks in your life, your body, your health, your relationships, your business, your finances, etc., etc. All create the same cycles over and over again until you got the lesson. The lesson is always simply to release resistance and let the flow of consciousness, source, divinity, energy, abundance, health, success in by using the emotion as an indicator of what you don't want so that you can focus on what you do want. Emotions show you when you're on track or off track to your heart's true desires. By blocking and suppressing emotions, we have no sat-nav or GPS system. We get lost. We need these contrasting feelings and emotions to bring our attention to the nature of contrast so we can explore life's potentials. When we master this, we have no resistance to any of life and accept all of life as it shows up, fully trusting the process of life itself. If it brings us pain, we move through the pain and allow it to be present, and pleasure becomes a new heightened desire and appreciation. We cannot block or run from one emotion without doing the same to its opposite. Each time you release resistance, you free the mind. Being present with any emotion you are experiencing allows you to either focus on it and energize it, or get clarity to steer in a new direction. Emotions are neither good nor wrong, right or bad. They're simply indicators on your path, highlighting whether you're thinking a thought that is moving you on track or off track to your higher consciousness and greater potential. Ask yourself, what emotions arise when I step out of my comfort zone? How do I respond or react to these emotions? What is the emotion teaching me, and what is its message? What is the feeling I truly desire in these moments? I'd love to know how you get on. I hope you've enjoyed these 10 tips, and I really hope they serve you. Now, we often know the choices, the decisions and actions we should be taking, but taking a bold and brave plunge freaks us out and brings up all our deep-rooted fears. Not feeling good enough, worthy enough, feeling like a fraud, or afraid we'll end up in the wrong place 10 years down the line. That's the mind blocking your attempts to move forwards. Look, I understand the fear and the frustration when the self-sabotage and invisible barriers kick in each time we come close. But I also know it can feel like you've got a mountain to climb. I've so been there, I so understand that. But I also do know the power of taking the leap, even when you're completely unsure of what's on the other side. Doing what you were truly born to do from a powerful internal space and solid inner foundations only come from facing your fears. Facing your fears can only be done, I believe, when you learn to disidentify from the mind. You have to learn to kick it into the back seat and become its master. And by knowing you can do that, this will give you the courage and the confidence to create and sustain the health, the relationships, the life and business that thrive and flourish from an authentic place. Authenticity is vulnerable, yet massively powerful. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself the time and space to connect inwards. You are worthy of that time and space. You are worthy of exploring your own inner being, your desires, your needs, your wants. I hope this inspires you to either reach out, join my community, the Lightworker community on Facebook, join the Lighthouse, connect with me on my contact page, come join my retreats, my training programs, my workshops, or inquire about working with me personally on my one-to-one coaching programs. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your story, and I'd love to connect with you. Please do take the time to read through the 30 ways to transform your subconscious mind and connect with me. Connect with me on the blog and ask me questions. It's been an honour to serve you, and namaste. Be true to yourself and honour your soul. Have a fabulous day. Bye bye.